Indonesia, a beautiful land, holds ancient secrets. This archipelago, with its lush rainforests and towering mountains, is a place of wonder and mystery. The natural beauty of Indonesia is breathtaking, but beneath this beauty lies a world of ancient legends and myths that have been passed down through generations. Deep in its rainforests and misty mountains, legends whisper of the Genderuwo. This creature, shrouded in mystery, is said to inhabit the darkest corners of the forest, where the mist hangs heavy and the sunlight barely penetrates. The Genderuwo is more than just a myth, it is a part of the cultural fabric of Indonesia, a story told to children to keep them from wandering too far into the woods. Imagine a huge creature covered in thick hair. Its presence is imposing, a silhouette that blends into the shadows of the dense jungle. The Genderuwo is often described as a giant, towering over the tallest trees, its body covered in coarse, dark hair that makes it almost invisible in the night. Its eyes glow red in the dark. These eyes are said to be the windows to its soul, burning with an otherworldly fire that can pierce through the thickest fog. The sight of these glowing eyes in the darkness is enough to send shivers down the spine of even the bravest adventurer. The Genderuwo, an ancient beast, looks part man and part ape, scaring those who see it. Its features are a grotesque blend of human and animal, with a face that is almost human but twisted and distorted. The Genderuwo's body is muscular and powerful, capable of great feats of strength. Its strong arms can crush stone, and its claws are sharp. These claws are like daggers capable of slicing through flesh and bone with ease. The Genderuwo's strength is legendary, and it is said that it can uproot trees and break boulders with its bare hands. A bad smell, like musk and decay, tells you it's near. This foul odor is a warning sign, a signal that the Genderuwo is close. The smell is a mix of rotting vegetation and animal musk, a stench that lingers in the air long after the creature has passed. The Genderuwo is very powerful and can move between our world and the spirit world. It is said to have the ability to disappear at will, slipping between dimensions and reappearing in another place. This ability makes it almost impossible to catch or track, adding to its mystique and fearsome reputation. Its voice, a deep growl that echoes through the jungle, can scare even the bravest person. This growl is a low, rumbling sound that seems to come from the very depths of the earth. It reverberates through the trees, sending animals fleeing in terror and causing the ground to tremble. To meet the Genderuwo is to meet the power of the supernatural. It is a creature that embodies the unknown, a reminder that there are still mysteries in this world that we cannot explain. The Genderuwo is a symbol of the power and majesty of nature, a force that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The Genderuwo hides in the darkest parts of the Indonesian wilderness. Ancient trees and shadowy caves become its home. Waterfalls hide its movements as it hunts. Villages near the jungle are always nervous. They know the Genderuwo is close, a constant danger. Abandoned buildings with stories of past encounters become the Genderuwo's territory. The creature loves the shadows, feeding on fear. It reminds us that the line between our world and the supernatural is very thin. Even though it's scary, the Genderuwo likes to play tricks. It moves things and makes strange noises. Farmers might find their crops moved around at night. Travelers might hear their names whispered in the wind. Strange sounds, like laughter or the clatter of objects, happen near the Genderuwo's home. These tricks, while creepy, show that the creature is playful. It's very powerful, but it likes to cause mischief. But the Genderuwo has a dark side too. This creature, often described as a large, hairy, and terrifying being, is said to dwell in the dense forests and remote areas of Indonesia. Its presence is often accompanied by an eerie silence, as if the forest itself is holding its breath in fear. Legends say it can change its shape, sometimes looking like a loved one to trick people. This ability to shapeshift makes the Genderuwo particularly dangerous, as it can blend into human society undetected. Imagine walking through a dark alley and seeing a familiar face, only to realize too late that it's the Genderuwo in disguise. Stories tell of its attraction to human women, a dangerous desire that can lead to kidnapping. Women who encounter the Genderuwo often describe a sense of being watched, a chilling feeling that someone, or something, is lurking just out of sight. This predatory behavior has led to numerous tales of women disappearing without a trace, only to be found later, traumatized and unable to speak of their ordeal. Some tales speak of ghostly children born from these unions, cursed to live between worlds. These children are said to possess otherworldly abilities, often appearing and disappearing at will, and are shunned by both humans and spirits. Their existence is a constant reminder of the dark union between the Genderuwo and their human mothers. People whisper of those driven crazy by the Genderuwo, their minds broken. The psychological torment inflicted by this creature is said to be unbearable, leading to madness and despair. Victims often describe hearing whispers in the dark, seeing shadows move on their own, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread that never leaves them. These scary stories show a creature that can be very cruel, something to be feared. The Genderuwo is not just a myth, but a symbol of the unknown dangers that lurk in the shadows. Its tales serve as a warning to those who dare to venture into the dark, reminding us that some legends are born from real fears and real encounters. The Genderuwo is a big part of Indonesian folklore. In some areas it protects sacred places and the natural world. People leave gifts near forests and old trees to keep the creature happy. Shamans say they can talk to the Genderuwo, asking for its help. Special charms are supposed to keep the creature away. The Genderuwo story is a warning, reminding people to respect the unseen world. The Genderuwo is everywhere in Indonesian culture, from dances and music to art and stories. Its image is in old carvings and temples. Stories of the Genderuwo are still told around campfires, keeping the legend alive. The fear it causes keeps people safe in their villages and respectful of nature. The Genderuwo's story shows how Indonesians believe the physical and spiritual worlds are connected. In Indonesia, people don't laugh at the supernatural. It's deeply woven into the fabric of their daily lives and cultural practices. From the bustling cities to the quiet, remote villages, the belief in supernatural entities is omnipresent. It's a part of everyday life. The supernatural isn't just a topic for ghost stories or horror movies, it's a reality that influences how people live, work, and interact with their environment. In markets you might find talismans and charms meant to ward off evil spirits. During cultural rituals, offerings are made to appease these unseen forces. The Genderuwo, with its scary looks and strange behavior, shows the line between what we see and what we don't. This creature, often described as a large, hairy humanoid, is believed to inhabit dense forests and abandoned places. Its presence is a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the supernatural. It reminds us to be careful, to respect the unknown, and to remember there are powers we don't understand. Shrines and offerings are common sights, serving as both a form of respect and a plea for protection. These practices are not just about fear, but about maintaining harmony with the spiritual world. To live with nature is to live with the spirits, including the Genderuwo. The dense forests and misty landscapes of Indonesia are not just beautiful, they are also home to these spirits. People often meditate and perform rituals in these natural surroundings, seeking to connect with the spiritual realm and find balance in their lives. This respect isn't from fear, but from understanding the unseen forces around us. Lighting incense sticks, performing rituals, and making offerings are ways to acknowledge and honor these forces. It's a way of life that teaches us to coexist with the supernatural, to respect it, and to find peace within its presence. Is the Genderuwo just a scary story, or is it something real, a hidden truth? Part human and part animal, it makes us think about our fears and the wild. It makes us wonder if there's a world beyond our own, a world with ancient creatures and supernatural powers. Whether we believe the legend or not, the Genderuwo makes us think and reminds us that some mysteries are better left unsolved. The legend of the Genderuwo is still told today. It's a story about our deepest fears, reminding us of unseen forces. Whether it's a trickster, a monster, or a protector, the Genderuwo is important in Indonesian folklore. Its story is a warning, telling us to respect nature and the supernatural, and to remember the mysteries we don't understand. As long as people whisper about the Genderuwo, its legend will live on.